What's up, boils and ghouls, and welcome back to Exploring the Shadows, where every month we break down a different subgenre of horror, what makes it iconic, chilling, and unforgettable. Now, I know I said last month that we were going to be diving into Gothic horror, but since it's Black History Month, we have to talk about Black horror, a subgenre that doesn't just scare, but also tells powerful, culturally rich stories. So, grab your flashlight, keep an eye on the shadows, and let's explore the terrifying world of Black horror. Black horror has been around for decades, but it wasn't always in the spotlight. Night of the Living Dead gave us one of the first Black leads in horror, played by Dwayne Jones. His tragic fate made the film even more haunting, reflecting real world racial tension. Then came the '70s, bringing us Blacula, a vampire film that mixed horror with themes of oppression and revenge. And Ganji and Hess, an artsy psychological take on vampirism, addiction, and identity. Then Sugar Hill flipped the zombie genre, blending supernatural revenge with Black exploitation, while JD's Revenge delivered psychological horror through a man possessed by a vengeful spirit. And we can't forget Abby, aka the Black exploitation exorcist, a film so similar to The Exorcist that Warner Brothers sued to have the movie pulled from theaters. These films didn't just entertain, they reflected real fears, struggles, and themes that made them stand apart from traditional horror films. By the '90s, Black horror was evolving, tackling deeper themes while still bringing the scares. Candyman took urban legends to a whole new level with Tony Todd's chilling performance, turning him into one of horror's most iconic villains. Then came Tales from the Hood, an anthology blending supernatural horror with real life issues like police brutality and racism. Demon Knight gave us Jada Pinkett Smith as a Black final girl, proving Black women could not only survive horror, but take control of it as well. And we can't leave out The People Under the Stairs. Directed by Wes Craven, this film used horror to critique gentrification, classism, and oppression, while still being an intense, eerie ride. Moving into the 2000s, Black horror took on different forms. Movies like Venom blended Southern Gothic horror with voodoo lore, and Eve's Bayou mixed psychological horror with supernatural elements, showing how horror could be deeply rooted in generational trauma. And then came Jordan Peele. With Get Out, Us, and Nope, he redefined horror and proved that it could be just as terrifying on a psychological and social level as it is on a supernatural one. Get Out wasn't just a horror movie, it was a chilling look at racism and control. Us used doppelgangers to explore class and identity, and Nope flipped the creature feature into a commentary on exploitation and spectacle. Hill didn't just make Black horror mainstream, he made it unforgettable. Black horror today continues to thrive. The Blackening took slasher tropes and turned them into a sharp, hilarious, and bloody social commentary, proving that horror can be both terrifying and self aware. And then there's The Angry Black Girl and Her Monster, a modern retelling of Frankenstein that explores race, violence, and survival through a fresh horror lens. And let's not forget His House, a psychological horror film that follows two refugees haunted not just by the spirits, but by the trauma of the past. A powerful and eerie story that adds to the growing legacy of Black horror. So, what makes Black horror different is not just about the supernatural threats, it's about the real world fears, history, and survival. These films don't just entertain, they reflect the Black experience in ways that are terrifying, thought provoking, and groundbreaking. From unforgettable villains to powerful final girls, Black horror isn't just part of the genre, it's reshaping it. So, what's your favorite Black horror film? Do you love the classics like Blacula, JD's Revenge, Candyman, or do you prefer modern hits like Get Out, The Blackening, or The Angry Black Girl and Her Monster? Let me know in the comments below. And next month, we are definitely diving into Gothic horror. So, haunted castles, eerie landscape, and brooding monsters. And until next time, boys and ghouls, stay safe and watch the shadows because they're always watching you.